morning all. You're joining me back down on Redlands farm. It is January 1st, 2023. Yeah, I just literally went to just had a walk round. Stood in the swim opposite for a fair bit of time, to be fair. Couldn't decide. Walked round to the swim I was in last. Didn't really feel it there either. I started to walk away and round in this little bay here. An absolute chunk launched itself out the drink, or tried to, and not just once, twice. So yeah, down here we've got a rod already in position. Yeah, it's got to be worth a couple of hours of it in there. Yeah, you never know, I shouldn't think that's just a lot that bait, but yeah, today I've actually brought out my old RX Digital Fox alarms. Give them a whirl for the first time in a long time. So yeah, just ignore that alarm. That's being affected by the wind. I've had to stick it in the sedges. But in a minute when I'm watching it, I'll just turn the alarm off, to be fair. But yeah, we'll get another 2 rods out in front where he was the other day. Yeah, and if we need to move this afternoon, we will. We're going to have to keep an eye on it today. It's not going to do too much rain, so I'm going to get my Bivvy and that back up to dry out. And yeah, hopefully we can keep an eye on the water. Yeah, see if we can get a bite or 2 today. Yeah, it's good I've been getting bites, but I'd like to get one a bit better. I've played with a lot of little commons at the moment, but at least we're getting bites. It's the main thing. As long as you're getting bites, you ain't going far wrong. So right, let's get the other rod sorted out. Try and put a fish on the bank. Well guys, we've got the Bivvy nut up, drying out behind me now. Yeah, everything got soaked when I was here last. If you've already watched that vlog, I hated every minute of that. Sat in that Bivvy, stuck in the Bivvy. Yeah, it was, couldn't even tell you how windy it was. It was really windy and yeah, wet, very, very wet. But we're here today. It's not due to rain, and in fact there's only a 40% chance of it raining today, and that's later on this afternoon. So the good thing is I'm out here, I can watch the water. Yeah, we can hope on getting a bite as well as try. I've seen 2 more since that one this morning round in the bay. And one of them weren't a million miles away from that, to be fair. It was more out in open water by about 50 yards, and one round to the right. And yeah, like I say, we've got my old RX Digitals back out, dusted off. Yeah, I think there's something about Delkims, you get used to that sound. Used them for years. The old RX Digitals are a bit of a backup alarm, to be fair, but yeah, good alarms, don't get me wrong, but I think you just get used to a certain sound. Hopefully we'll hear one of them whistling by the end of the day. That'd be nice. Yeah, so it's just a case of being out here watching, try and present them rigs near where you've seen the fish roll. There's 3 of us here today, so plenty of options to move if we feel we need to. I did fancy the swim opposite, to be fair, but I haven't seen anything in there, and I would definitely have gone in there just to try and get away from the smaller fish, to be fair. Yeah, but round in that bay there is where I see a decent one, real nice fish. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Still got the usual gear everywhere, as well as on the barra. But yeah, as long as I know where it all is, it's all that matters. I'd rather keep my eyes on the water than be too organised up the bank. Like I say, with it dry, I'd rather, the Bivvy's only up really to dry out. So Yes. The thing we want to be nice and wet right now is the landing nets. The landing nets I'm looking at, that'd be nice. Yeah, that's just going to be it for a while. Managed to do this one in, got a little job sorted out, as much as I could sort out the last few days. Done 3 days at work, so yeah, opened up today to come and do a day session. Tomorrow I think I'm going to have an easy one, probably create some more vlogs and whatever, get them uploaded to YouTube. Yeah, and generally chill out. Cool. Incoming. Reminds me of fishing the park. It really was incoming. Then you had about 200 come over here, and yeah, you was frightened. You was going to get smothered. Yeah. You certainly had to look out for their bombs when they went over there. Yeah, usually they spend a lot of the day elsewhere, but they've come back today. Come on, the Carp, where are you? Yes, quick rundown, guys. I've actually put the one in the bay just on a single white pop-up, ASM white pop-up. Yeah, and I've gone round there just because I'm literally fishing across, it's not very far across. I'm literally, if you can imagine, there's the rod, and I'm fishing sort of over to this sort of sedge line margin. Yeah, I just walk around there, put 10 or 12 baits around it, to be fair. But yeah, I've seen them there quite a lot in the past, but there's never really been any depth of water there. But there is now. The water's well up. It's actually come up with the rain yesterday and the last couple of days. I should think that's probably come up an inch since I was here 3 days ago. Crazy. Yeah, so here comes the old current pun. Yeah, lovely. Warm the old face up. Yeah, fingers crossed for the day, guys. Meanwhile, I'm going to have a cup of coffee and work on getting this first bite. Fingers crossed. Well, guys, time's ticking along today. Yeah, it's 25 past 11 already, and we haven't seen another fish to go on. Yeah, I haven't seen a fish anywhere else. I've got all 3 rods on the same rest now. I pulled it out of that bay. It was worth giving it an hour. I've not seen any more signs or had any liners or anything like that on that. So yeah, they're all back out in front. Yeah, not long recast them all on bags. I might have mentioned earlier, but one's on a pop-up. It's been changed now. It's on a yellow Keybait Solutions Pub Chuck pop-up, and we've got 2 on the usual ASM crumb and maggot PVA bags, with wafters, ASM wafters with 6 maggots over the top, on slip D rigs. Yeah, it's been working of late, so just keep plugging away. But it's compared with the bite time we established a few days ago, it's it's early compared with that. So in 2 days it was noticeable that you got bites after 12:30. So yeah, we're fastly approaching that time now. But yeah, the only 2 I've seen have been in and around this little island with a bay next to me. So although I haven't got one over that way at all now, might put one again over there that way again in about an hour and a half. Just all about searching out that first bite, and hopefully it'll lead to others. But yes, chilly in the air today, even though the wind's the same direction. It's definitely cooler. It's 14 degrees in the wind yesterday, so yeah, it's looking good. Oh, I'm going to have to make a move. I've just seen an absolute lump. I'm going to have to move. Yeah, it's that swim I was going to go in, funny enough, before I walked round here this morning. Yeah, one just crashed in that swim. So give it 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, and I'll start barring the gear around there. I think I'm going to do the afternoon round there. That was a good fish, worth moving for. Right guys, I'll catch up in a bit. Don't you see that, guys? There's a coot in the middle of the screen. A carp that just come out the water, nearly blew that out the drink. Yeah. So. Oh, and again, one right in front of it. Oh, I think we got that on camera. That's mad. That is absolute madness. But yeah, I think I can get a better cast at them from a different angle. So we're going to wrap the bivvy up and that's now dried, and we're going to go round and approach them from the other side, I think. All right, catch up in a bit. Right guys, just doing what we do best and moving. Yeah, as you see yourselves, just to send that fish on the screen, shown next to that coot. So yeah, out in the open water, and the one that showed before that was definitely a bigger fish. Yeah, not a lot else to go on, only, you know, the good one that showed in that bay first thing. So we're going to go and fish the afternoon out on a different swim. Yeah, fingers crossed we managed to buy ourselves a bite. Still looking good. It's actually getting a little bit warmer as the wind dies off, so fingers crossed that bite time at 12:30 onwards will pay off. Meanwhile, we've got to get the gear and get the rods out before then. It's about 12 now, so right, let's get sorted out. Right, we're now into bite time. It's about 15 minutes into bite time. Two of the rods have been out there about 15 minutes, and the other one's only just gone out. I had to recast it after seeing a fish roll in the same sort of area as where I see them from the other side. So yeah, wind's died off a little bit. It's still up, still blowing a southwesterly, but yeah. Yes, very overcast day. Not the warmest, but it's far from cold, so it feels good for a bite, to be fair. Just got to get one in, just got to get a bait on in front of one of them, I think. Yeah, I'm happy with where the rods are now. I feel like I'm fishing in amongst some fish now. Yeah, I'd already put two rods out, and I'd just put the third one out, and I put it a little bit too far right, so I brought it back sort of together with the left and the middle. So yeah, it feels good where they are. So fingers crossed. Yeah, I sat up with Emma last night watching, you know, seeing the new year in, and God, I feel absolutely knackered today. Got up at 6 ready to come fishing and sort my gear out, one thing and another. And yeah, I feel absolutely knackered, but it'll all be worth it if we can get a carp, that's for sure. Still got at least like half of the day session left, so plenty of time yet, plenty of time. Well guys, gone 1 o'clock, it's about 1:15 now. Yeah, just recast the left hand rod, about 30 yards range to my left. I see 3 fish show. Well, it was at least 2 different fish, but yeah, there was 3 shows over the space of 15 minutes. So yeah, I just positioned the rod to there. Just literally out in front of 2 bivvies opposite, to be fair. Yeah. Other than that, pretty quiet. Yes. Just the wind getting up again. Let's just hope I haven't got the curse of getting the old alarms back out. Delkims put a curse on the foxes. Plenty of time yet, plenty of time for one yet. Like I say, this has been of late. From now on, it's been sort of the best sort of time of the day, so let's hope it is today. Time for a coffee. Well, the question is, guys, are we going to be able to save the blank? Yeah, it's been a tougher day today for sure. Seen a few shows. I probably think, to be honest, I've probably seen just as many shows today as I did in that heavy wind and rain the other day. But just haven't been able to buy a bite. Still feels good for a bite though. You know, we've got till about 4:30, 4:45, so it's only 2:30 now, so we've got a little while yet. I think all I can do now is around about 3 o'clock recast them all. Not much else I can do. I might change. Hello. First single bleep I've had, and what caused that. But yeah, I think the only thing I can do, to be honest, is change the colour of the pop-up. Different wafters, but those definitely brought me the bites the other day. So you know, the wafter rigs were tipped with maggots, so don't want to change them too much. Maybe put all 3 of them on it. It's all if buts and maybes. It always seems easy once you've got the first bite, because you know you've got a starting point. But come on, Carp, play ball. Clearly no one's told them it's feeding time. Still time yet, still time yet. Well, I'm heading for my checkbook and pen. The old blankety blank, but there's still time yet. While we're waiting, we'll go for a wander back down memory lane, back to when I had my first 40 pounder. I think I was just about 20 then, I think. Hello. Yeah, I was either 20 or 21. Anyway, me and my brother was due to do a session on the park, and yeah, we arrived, and we found where the fish were. He fished one side of the weed bed and I fished the other side. And the weed beds went out for about 50-60 yards, but it was thick. There was hardly any holes in it. It was about 3 foot from the surface, you know, 3 foot under the surface, and it was thick. But I knew that if I could keep the fish moving, if I got a bite, if I keep the fish moving, I'd land it. Yeah, so, and I decided to use 18-inch to 2 foot long braided hook lengths with a PVA bag of nuggets slid down the rig. So when I feathered it down on top of the weed, I was only using an ounce lead, feathering it down on top of the weed, it had like a hang glider sort of effect. Sort of it held the bait up right up off the weed, and yeah, because I had 6 or 7 bits of nuggets inside a PVA bag, and it suspended it up off the weed until it melted, and it just dropped the bait on top of the weed. Well, while I was getting that rig ready, a guy that I knew, he'd come along, and I didn't want him to see what I'd got on the end, which was a little bit of pepperami. So anyway, I got him into a position where I got him so I could look over his shoulder to see if the fish was still there. Well, he was there for about an hour and 15 minutes. All I could think about doing was getting my rod out. Anyway, I had to make excuses in the end and say, look, you know, I've got to get on, I've got to get fishing and whatever. So yeah, made me excuses, and he sort of he moved off. So got my rod out, and then I got all of them out, and my brother come along because he'd had his sorted for some time. He come along, and we were just sitting there, and my bobbin on my middle rod just bleeped up, just cut the bleeps, went up to the buzzer, tilted forward to see the tip nudging like that. Boom, boom. Picked it up, managed to keep the fish up above the weed. It just come in plodding like that. Yeah, mental. And yeah, first time I tried it like that, and yeah, mega. Turned out to be a fish called Alfie at 43.4. Yeah, a new personal best then, first UK 40. Yeah, I never thought I'd be sitting down and now and saying to you that I've had 56 over 40 pound now from the UK. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, the world would be a different place without fishing for me, that's for sure. I love it. Yeah, definitely could be in a much worse place than fishing, that's for sure. And I dare say if my dad hadn't got me into it, I probably would have been. But yeah, so there you go, it's a trip down memory lane. It's yeah, so special capture. I've got so many of them, and I'll probably go over them yeah, some of my vlogs, especially when we're sitting down on a day like today, where it's really quiet and there's not a lot to talk about. But yeah, still fingers crossed. We've still, like I say, we've still got over an hour to go. I only recast one of the rods in the end. I only felt that the right hand rod, to be fair, well, it was my middle, but it's now my right hand rod. It was the only one that I felt wasn't near enough to the fish. I've seen another little common nut out over the left hand rod sort of vicinity, which is only short 30 yards. So yeah, I don't think there's much more we can do apart from give it another hour and then decide on whether to go home or not. Nice chillaxing day tomorrow. Not doing nothing. Last day before I go back to work. Sit indoors, maybe make a few vlogs, maybe do a bit of rig tying. yeah, not a lot, chilled. Come on the Carp, where are you? Well guys, this is the last chance. Yeah, we're down to the last sort of half an hour, 45 minutes now. The rod I recast, the right hand rod I recast, I've just literally had one fish show right over it, so yeah, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But other than that, the wind's dying off, and yeah, it's relatively quiet. But yeah, counting the minutes down now, it really has been a quiet day. Other than them fish showing, it's not been a lot of action at all. Yeah, I'm not sure when I'm next going to get out. Hopefully I'll get out end of June, start of February time. Let's see, maybe before that. We'll see how work that goes, but yeah, I don't quite know at this period of time. I'm going to try and book up outfits. I usually do 3, maybe 4 trips during the winter over there, and I've only done 2 so far, so depending on if I can get booked in on the 2nd, just do a cut of 48s or whatever. We'll see. Come on the Carp, where are you? One thing I was looking at earlier as well though is clarity of the water. It's very, very murky. And it's where it's run off the fields. Yeah. It's all this extra water up behind these sedges don't usually here, so yeah, it's taking a lot of water off the fields surrounding it. Right guys, that is it. Yeah, unless the rods go in the next 10 minutes, that's the end of the video. We're losing the light now as well. So yeah, sadly we drew a blank this time, but never mind. Yep, can't be out, you're always going to blank every now and then. Right, so yeah, if you enjoyed the video guys, give us a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, click the notification bell, that way you'll be notified when any of my vlogs go live. And yeah, by all means follow me, Adam Honeyset on Facebook, Adam Carp Honeyset on Instagram. And one thing's for sure, we'll be seeing you on the bank somewhere very soon. Thanks for watching guys, all the very best.